3, 2.
As a child, I had this disease. When I spoke, my lips became disfigured, my throat disgorged and echoed like an empty chamber. Words readily misfired when dispersing off my tongue. It sounded like purpose dissipating. Everyone who witnessed what's happening would taunt and call me rerun. I inherited this disability from my father. I learned we have a lot in common, like how to be distraught and antisocial. I never felt close to anything, since the men in my family have a history of burying their skeletons before they're ever conceived, but secrets eventually speak out, and my disputive mother believed in miracles. So despite the adolescent disposition, she disapproved of aborting me. Her conscience couldn't disassemble my ligaments, dissect my premature body, and sacrifice for disposal. So before I ever disengaged from her womb, he disappeared. After 9 months of discomfort, I was given a life sentence without a discount, meaning she paid the ultimate price. You see, my mother contracted dystrophy that forces her to speak with a slur. In my father's absence, she began repeatedly sleeping with random fellas like Bartles and James, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, Mr. Weller, anything with more spirit than my father that had enough proof to loosen her lips. I lingered like a disregarded man-child. She held those bottles so close to her chest, they began to breastfeed. Replaced by surrogate siblings, I cried over my spilled milk, grew up never learning how to reciprocate any emotion other than disapproval. I'm still cursed with distrust. The last time I drank a glass of love, I spilled regret all over myself. Dear Transparents, this is not a distress call. This is an open letter disclosing how I discovered my purpose without you. Your absence forced me to decipher my own discipline. I'm still short-tempered, but no longer interested in approving you discredit or dishonor. I believe we could remedy our impediment if we just learned to speak. Maybe this would disjoint our tongues and sever our disconnection. I don't want to dispute with you. I'd rather discuss how my disciple of a daughter resembles her ancestors, laugh about how our faces have distinct traits of disfigurement, ponder how we involuntarily speak the same dyslectic dialect of broken English that's more distinguished in any language, or maybe you prefer to keep our bond discreet, or even worse, we can just remain distant and continue to distribute fuck yous from different districts. Either way, this will be the last time I lower my discouragement in an attempt to dissolve this imaginary tension, because after 36 years of dissatisfaction, I've discovered I'm tired of repeating myself.